Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Salmon. I'm outside because it's so good for me. Ugh. The more time I can spend outside in nature, preferably in a forest, the more calm I am, the more at peace I am. And I feel through motion, through the act of using my senses, that I am better for it. I'm just healthier. And it does help me focus. I really make some intentions to slow down. I'm known for having a fast cadence, especially when I'm doing what I do all day, working in outdoor education. I often have to get from one place to another, in a timely manner. And I often have a number of people. I've been late for many a meal. I spend so much time sharing. So these walks with Mr. Indiana Bones in the forest, out in nature, with no real agenda other than my own physical, mental, and emotional well-being, give me time to reflect, give me time to express some gratitude, give me a chance to do some sensory work. So this time in nature heals. And the benefit of spending intentional time outdoors is all in an attempt to manage stress. So stress is important. I mean, stress is a good thing. If we get the right kind of stress at the right time for the right duration, it can lead to great things. It leads to great change. It leads to adaptation. It leads to innovation, right? Creativity comes when there's a problem to solve, and that can be a source of stress. So there's a time and a place for it. And it's what has led us as a creature on this planet, with our big, beautiful brains and these to be where we are. We're everywhere. But a lot of us we struggle with too much stress. It's chronic. So cortisol is what puts our body into ready mode, into reaction mode. All right. So it is part of it basically engages our sympathetic nervous system, that fight, flight, freeze, fawn reaction. But if cortisol is your new baseline, that's not good. All right. So chronic stress is a problem, because when your body is considering that new state of being, its baseline, just managing cortisol production all day, there are other things that don't happen when the human body is in a sympathetic state. So digestion is a problem. Sleep is a problem. All right. Other senses don't do blood circulation, blood pressure, heart rate, different processes that need to take place and can only take place when there is a regular heart rhythm, when there is a stable level, a low level of blood pressure. So managing chronic stress, managing cortisol levels is greatly increased when we spend time in nature. So stress hurts and nature heals. It's just spending a couple moments in nature, listening to nature, feeling nature, smelling nature, noticing nature, noticing oneself in nature outside, automatically lowers cortisol levels. It takes about 20 minutes, and studies show that half an hour is optimal, and you don't really increase the levels of cortisol management after that. All right, so it sort of plateaus after that. Now, by spending time in nature, surrounded by coniferous trees, I'm also engaging in the absorption of phytoncides. Those are the trees own volatile chemicals, byproduct of photosynthesis, essential oils on the air. And when I absorb those in my body, they connect with my own immune system, natural killer cells, So nature calms, nature heals, and it lowers my blood pressure. And allows me to focus and be present, be mindful. And really, it's a distraction. All right. When I'm done with this walk, yes, there will still be debt. And yes, there will still be issues on a local scale and on a provincial scale and on a global scale. But I can manage that by limiting my exposure to social media. And I can connect with family in a positive way, invite them to share gratitude, and do what I can to feed them healthy foods, engage in healthy habits, and all of that is thanks to my own awareness of my own physical, mental, and emotional state. And it helps if I can spend some time in nature before I engage with the world and before I engage with the family. So before I start my workday and after I'm done my workday, I go outside and walk the dog. Sort of a reset. So spending time outside helps because cortisol hurts. Although it's necessary for those people who live with it, all right, spend too much time in their own head, who allow others to get in, who spend way more time than they ought to spinning their own tires about issues and people that probably are not spending that much time thinking about you as you might think. So spend all the time box breathing, right? Inhale deeply for 4 moments. Hold at the top of that breath for another 4 moments. Exhale fully and completely. Spread it out over another 4 moments. And at the bottom of that exhalation, hold for another 4 moments. That creates the box. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Takes a hot minute. Do that for 4 or 5 cycles. Lowers your blood pressure. It allows for some focus. Smell, listen, notice, feel what's happening in the world around you. It takes about 20 minutes in nature to reduce that cortisol. And while you're out walking, yeah, you're getting some exercise. It's good for your heart, good for your legs, good for your posture. Spend some more time outside. I appreciate you spending some time with me. I'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.